Hey, what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the podcast In Force, the only podcast with me, the Strat Soldier, looking at the market through the eyes of the Strat. What's going on? What's going on? Today is March 14th, and the CPI numbers came out this morning. That's right, the Consumer Price Index. The Consumer Price Index, if you don't know what that is a price of weighted average market basket of consumer goods and services purchased by households. Okay, there it is. That's what that is. So, and it usually comes out on a Friday. So I don't know why it came out on a Tuesday. Um, which is strange, but that's it. And apparently the numbers were good, or they said they came in hot, whatever that means. And I'm not trying not to dismiss it. They said the numbers came in hot, and institutional buyers said, okay, good, and they started buying. The market opened up today, gap up on the 60-minute chart. It gapped up from yesterday's close, March 13th close of 386. Everybody was sad, boo. And today's open on the S&P 500 was 390 and some change. So that was awesome. We've seen a lot of 2-2 reversals on SPY, diamonds, and QQQ today. Basically, everybody was 2 up on the day. Scenario 2 up, where today's price traded higher than yesterday's price. Okay, that's a scenario 2 up. That's also a 2-2 reversal. If you follow me on Sepia Group, you can see my show, sepiagroup.com. You can see my show, The Weekend Shift, every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check that out. It is a free show, but we're putting out tons of value. Okay, I'm not just talking about meme stocks. I'm not just talking about things to get your attention. Okay, I'm telling. If you pay attention, I'm teaching you how to trade. Okay, that's the best part about it. Giving you a lot of value and making sure you don't get killed, so you can trade what you know to be true. That's what I do. The weekend shift. Um, a lot of crazy price action. A lot of stuff about banks this week. Okay, U.S. Senate's bank panel chairman, Congress unlikely to tighten banking rules. Okay, if you don't know, if you haven't heard it, I don't know how you have not, but if you have not, uh, Silicon Valley Bank in California went under. Okay, there was a bank run, meaning everybody's trying to get their money out of the bank because they couldn't cover a lot of the deposits, and like, I don't know, it was just weird. A lot of go read up on that for yourself. Okay, um, they did uh, they did do a lot of loaning to companies with crypto, starting like crypto companies and stuff like that. Anyway, bank run. Everybody's trying to get their money out. Go read up on that. The ticker is SIVB. Um, it was so everybody's looking for banks. Everybody's looking at banks, going, "What are we going to do?" Okay. U.S. Senate Banking Committee Chairman Brown says we need stronger capital standards, stronger liquidity standards, and stronger stress tests. Okay. And then North Korea decided to conduct a missile test on Tuesday. They're like, oh, you got a problem with banks? Guess what? Boom, fire that missile. Market on close and balance. That we're still talking about that today. Market on close and balance, 4.4 billion to the buy side. Okay, buyers are starting to become more aggressive. The issue is we are stuck in a range. Okay, we are stuck in a range from 348 to 348 to 430. 348 to 340. That is, I know day traders are saying, "Oh, that's an amazing range to trade in. As long as we keep going back and forth in that's going to be good." It's not good, okay? It stinks. We can even no, I was gonna change the price back to 366 back on June 13th, 2020. 2, but no, we're going to go with the lower low on that, which is 348, and the high of the broadening formation is 341. Um, excuse me, 431, 431. That's not a fun range to be stuck in. And in actuality, for the weeks, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks, we've been stuck in a range between, for 12 weeks, we've been stuck in a range between 377 and 418. That's the truth. And I always talk about trading what we know to be true, and it's not been easy. Okay, if you are just now starting to trade and you're like, man, this is difficult, guess what? The people that's been doing this for a while, they think it's difficult too. Uh, on the month on SPY, we always start with the month. I just wanted to talk about the range that we're stuck in. Okay, it's just trading sideways. Okay, trading sideways between, again, 374 and 418, 418, and it's just chopping around in there. And it's really hard to, if you're a swing trader, I'm a swing trader, it's very hard to hold anything longer than a few days. Um, Hard to hold anything longer than a couple weeks. That's okay. We want to create those winning positions, add to them, and get stopped out with profit. So what I've been doing is my swing trades are about 1 to 2 days, honestly. Buy it on a buy it on a Monday, sell it on a Tuesday, sell it on a Wednesday. That's the truth. And but I like to stay in my winning positions for a lot longer than that. So it's not fun for me. Um, Not fun in the fact that I want to stay in my winning position as long as I can, right? So I keep pushing my stops up. Like, for example, today, TQQQ. If you've not heard of TQQQ, it's a triple leveraged instrument you can trade, ETF that you can trade. And I got stopped out on that thing with profit today. I bought some shares on that the day before yesterday, and I got stopped out today. Actually, what happened was I pushed my stops all the way up on the 15-minute on the PSAR, and I finally got stopped out on profit. Maybe I don't know, maybe an hour later. Okay, it was a good trade for me in the fact that I took some profit. You cannot go broke taking profit. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot go broke taking profit. Which brings me to an idea that I'm kind of toying with, the term post FOMO. Post FOMO. It's not a real thing. I'm sure somebody else has a better term for it. And, but post FOMO is when you essentially leave money on the table. Okay, you leave money on the table and you go, "Oh man, I could have made so much more. Oh, if I would have held, I would have made so much more." Um, with these CPI numbers coming out, and with the Fed continuously talking about raising interest rates, with the banks failing, okay, with all these different unknown variables happening overnight. Don't do that to yourself. Don't beat yourself up thinking that you should have did this or should have did that. Okay. If you watched me on the weekend shift last Saturday, I said there's 3 people that don't make money. 3 people that don't make money. Shoulda always says I shoulda held. I shoulda held on that. Coulda, if I coulda just I coulda just bought all these 0 DTEs to the downside and it would have been great, you know. Um, and then woulda. If my account was funded, I would have bought all kind of contracts. You know what I mean? I woulda. But did you? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't get caught up in all that. Okay. Post FOMO, you made what you made. Okay. I was talking about some trades last week in Apple, where I could have made an extra $100 if I would have held overnight. But with jobs reports coming out, there was no certainty. Okay, there was no certainty that the price would continue to trade in the direction of my favor. Okay, in the direction of the reversal that I'm working. So I took my profits. I put a 5 cent trailing stop in, and took my profits. I got stopped out with profit. That's not bad. Okay, don't get caught up in the post FOMO stuff. Post FOMO. Just go with it. Go with it. Take your profits, move forward. I'd rather you have confidence in what you're doing by, trading what you know to be true, and then, like I said, moving forward. Moving forward. That's all you can really do anyway. These top performers, there's professional traders out here that they have to do the same thing you're doing. Okay? They do. There's only two things a trader can do, and I'm gonna remind you that again. There's only two things a trader can do: buy and sell. That's it. You only got two buttons, okay? Buy and sell. And you are trying to identify a trend that's you can still profit from, okay? A trend meaning all the price is continuously moving in this direction. Price does not move in a straight line, okay? You are never going to get rarely are you going to find a trade that immediately goes straight to where it needs to go, hit magnitude, boom, you're done. Okay, it's not a straight line, especially if you're a swing trader. Okay, what price does do is it moves in a direction. Okay, but while it's moving in that direction, it kind of oscillates. Okay, ooh, that's a big word for you. Oscillate. It kind of oscillates in this, as it's moving up. And that's what creates all these TTOs, triangle day out. That's what creates all that stuff. Because it's not moving in a straight line. Okay, you're gonna have gap downs, you're gonna have gap ups, you're gonna have all these things as the price is moving in a trend. Okay, what you want to do is catch a reversal to the upside. Catch the trend as it's starting. Hopefully, you can catch it early enough that you can profit from that, and then keep pushing your stops up until you get stopped out profit. Okay, if you get stopped out with profit and you're like, oh man, I should have stayed in, I could have stayed in, I would have stayed in, look for another setup. Okay, look for another setup. If it's really gonna go like tomorrow, if we're really gonna go to the highs some more, there's gonna be another entry. Okay, there's gonna be a TTO, triangle day out. For the people that don't know the strat, there's going to be a corrective activity on a lower time frame that's going to get you in on that. Okay, so you don't have to get so excited and think, or bummed out. Oh, I could have did so much more. No. Be happy. Okay, don't. Again, about another thing about post FOMO, don't talk bad about the money you made. You don't do that, because what are you doing? You took a trade, you pushed your stops up, you added to your position if you could, and then you get stopped out with profit. You made money. I made $25. I could have made 75 if I would have held. If I just would have left my stops where they were, I could have made 125. I only made 90. I made 125. I could have made $300. See this thing, and this type of pattern. All you're doing is downing yourself, and then wrecking your own confidence, and then you're confusing your own brain. Okay, you're confusing yourself, because you're like, your brain's going, "Hey, we did it. We recognized the pattern. Okay, we recognized the reversal. We knew what the entry was. We knew what the stop should be, and then as it kept moving up, we did it. We got stopped out with profit. We made money on that trade. Okay, that's awesome, right? And you have to look at it and go, yes, that's right. Good. Because you can only build on success. That's what that's about. You can only build on success. You can't build on downing yourself. I am not a person. I learned this, I honestly only learned this maybe 5 years ago, but I am not a person that is motivated by negative motivation. Okay, David Goggins. I love David Goggins is awesome. Okay, I was gonna say something else, but I caught myself. David Goggins is awesome. At the same time, that's what he does for a living. I ain't gonna have time to train, 2 hours a day and 2 hours at night and then 4 hours in the middle of the day. And he gets paid to work out, and that's it. He that's what he does for a living. but it's inspirational. It's good. That's the thing I need to listen to when I'm training for a half marathon. That's a thing I need to listen to when I'm doing my own personal, exercising in my own personal gains and where I want to be. Um, but he has this mindset of going into the darkness, and you really gotta yeah, get down into that darkness and beat yourself up, and really, you know, I understand what he's saying. You got to tell yourself the truth. You definitely have to tell yourself the truth. But I know for a fact David Goggins is not a trader. Okay? David Goggins is not a trader of stocks, crypto, options, futures. He's not a trader. You cannot have that type of mindset when you're trading. You need to have a positive mindset, and because it's all based on your beliefs. I know this is going to go to be this is the, I know I trade what I know to be true, okay? And I see this potential for to create this winning position. If I don't take it, then I'm going to say shoulda, coulda, woulda, okay? But I don't need to go all in. I just need to start with a small position. Bam. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I was going to say bet on myself, but I mean I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to act on my own personal you know, what I see. What do I know to be true? The month is red, but I got a green week, green day, green 60s. It's going to the highs. It's going to this is the trade I was looking for last night. It's doing it. Boom. I need to go ahead and get in here. Or I need to set my buy orders so that if it does trigger the 2-2 reversal up, I'm in. Okay? I'm in. And you could have totally did that today on SPY. Your entry would have been 390. Your stop could have been 387. Okay, now that's common shares. You'd have to, if you're trading options, your stop's going to be a lot tighter than that because options move a lot faster. Um, but you need to act on it. Okay, and then after whether it's a win or a lose, whether it's a winning trade or a losing trade, if it's a losing trade, it's going to be a small loss. Okay? If it's a winning trade, hopefully it's a big win. But if it's a small win, you can't beat yourself up. You need to go, awesome. I made some money. Took my profit. Awesome. That covered the losses from yesterday or the day before. All right, cool. I'm back at where I was. That's good. That's a good thing. If you sit there in the charts and go, I only made what I lost yesterday, man, I suck. I'm terrible at this. Look at all these traders making 1,500%. Oh my gosh, I need to start trading NQ. No, man, no, 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 no. You need to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, and then those small wins they all add up. That's the thing that people don't want to tell you. Those small wins add up, and it's awesome when it does. It's awesome when they do because they will. Okay. They will. Uh, so you can't beat yourself up. Okay, you can't. If you have to tell yourself a hard truth, you know what I mean. I'd rather you go for a run. I'd rather you go get on the treadmill. I'd rather you go for a walk. I'd rather you do something physical. Physical. Why physical? Because Red Dog. I'm pretty sure his name's Red Dog. He works with T3. He's a marathoner. Rob Smith, Sipia Group. He's a marathoner. Okay. Uh, James Bradley, weightlifter. Okay. A lot of these really good traders, uh, they have some kind of physical activity that they do. You know. Oh shoot. What's his name? Michael. Oh man, there's another guy I really love. Great trader. I'll have it. I'll have the information for you on the next podcast. But he talks about he was a world champion in trading, earned all these awards for trading, to being the best trader 2 years in a row. But his thing is karate. It sounds silly, but that's his thing. Um, so I have something physical that you can do that's exercise. Why? Because it gets that emotion out. Okay, it's a positive way to get that negative stress out. Okay, so if you need to think about something, you need to get this off your mind. You need to get this off your chest. I keep making these losses. I had a hard week this week. I hit my daily loss limit every day this week. Why do I keep making these tiny little wins? Why do I keep? What am I? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. But why do I keep making all these tiny little wins? What am I doing? What am I doing? I can make so much more. What am I not doing? I'd rather you go for a walk, do some type of exercise, and then work that out. Talk out loud. Work that stuff out. Okay. Um, I took me a long time to learn options. Okay, and now even now when I buy options, I know I got to buy time, which is a month out, and I got to buy things at a point 0.6 delta. You know, point 0.4 delta at a minimum. Okay, and I don't do zero DTEs. I don't do weekly expiration dates. They got to be monthly, and I'm only taking them if the reversal is in force on the chart. Okay, but even then, when that price hits the magnitude, take the money. Just take the money. When the price starts to creep back up and I'm losing, take the money. Just take it. Why? Why? Because right now I have about I trade common shares, but right now I have 10, 10, 9, 9 to 10 options trades. I've only had one loss. Only had one loss on an options trade. This new method I'm doing, learned by from the Stratolorian, but that's not something I'm bragging about. I'm saying I'm taking these base hits. I'm taking the profit. I see it. You know what I mean? I'm hitting magnitude or I'm pushing I put my 5 cent stop or trailing stop in, and I get stopped out profit. You know. That way it builds my confidence up. It builds my confidence up. Yeah, I could have made I could have made an extra $160 on that if I would have held overnight. But what if you did hold overnight, and all of a sudden this thing starts ripping to the highs on the opposite side because the jobs report, jobs came in lower, which means people have less jobs, which means the inflation is going to start going down. People, and then the institutional buyer says this is a good thing, and Fed says, "Yep, it's a good thing. See, we're doing our job right." And the price just rips through the previous range all on you. You know what I mean? That would not be great. And then you'd be doing the same thing the opposite direction. I should have just took my profits. I would have just took my profits. Man, I could have just made this and been done. Okay? Oh man, post FOMO. Post FOMO. I didn't have a title for this episode, but I got one now. Post FOMO. It's just another concept I just kind of made up. I'm sure there's, people have a different way of looking at things, and that's what this whole podcast is about. It's about looking at the market through the eyes of the strat, but you're looking at it through how I see it too, and hopefully I'm triggering something in your mind. And it goes, okay, yeah, he's right. You know what I mean? I do have TrendSpider, and I do have Benzinga News and this widget on the right. Here's some stuff from Bloomberg. Here's some stuff from, these other guys. I'm good at reading this stuff. Okay, read the news. Read that news. Okay? But then go over here and look at the price and see is the price doing what the news is saying? Then, now you got a weapon. Okay, now you have an edge. Okay, all right. Always look at what the price is actually doing. All right. We want to keep these things short, so that's going to do it for me on this one. Post FOMO. This is the Strat Soldier for the weekend shift. Again, for the podcast in force. Go check out my. Come see me on Saturday. Come see me on Saturday. The weekend shift, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sipia Group. I'll put the link in the description and the captions and all that stuff. Go look at that. Go check out my Instagram too, the Strat Soldier. I do a mini market review every day. So anyway, go check that out. I got more stuff coming too. This is the Strat Soldier for the podcast in force. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.